I missed my I missed my mark by about 20 seconds here, so I apologize. Good morning, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Behind the Mic. My name is Mike Ebry. I'm here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio. So it's Mike, me, behind the mic. Hey, Brendan, how are you? Nice to have you along with us over on Instagram. Appreciate that. And we'll see. A couple of weeks ago, I wasn't getting any comments on Facebook or YouTube as well. So we'll see if they show up. There we go. Good morning, Brent. How are you? Craig, nice to have you. Hey, Craig, I'm using I'm using two of your questions for this week's Ask Avery segment. Good morning, Cliff. Nice to have you back with us. Bruce, Jeremy, Mad Jack over on YouTube. Appreciate you being along with us. Bernie, good morning. How about those Bulldogs? Wasn't that something else? My alma mater wins a national championship. It was 58-17, something like that. I did watch the game, part of the game. Well, right back at you, Brendan. Good morning. How are you? Richard, Chris checking in from Kansas. I like to see what the weather is where Chris is, because whatever it's like in Kansas is like what we're going to get in 36 hours later. Brian, good morning. Paul checking in from hell. We know that means hell, Michigan. M-Day 68. Nice to have you along with us. East Bay of Houghton Lake froze over again. Johnny, good morning. How are you, buddy? Johnny, I'm talking on the show this week with Cody Norton, who's the bear specialist for the DNR. I'm already thinking about bear hunting with you next fall, Johnny. That's where my mind is at. I haven't even wrapped up the deer season yet. Hope to hunt next week at my buddy Scott Hand's place over on the west side of the state. See if we can't put that doe down. Jason checking in from the Ford Dearborn truck plant. Brandon, Merry Christmas to you as well. By the way, Merry Christmas in general, right? I have to do a mind stretch here. Since why do you use two? This is my social media mic, and this is my broadcast mic. And actually, I've got a third mic on. I've got a lavalier on right here. That is my Instagram mic. Have a nice package delivered this morning from Michigan brand. Excellent, Ross. Good morning, Jason. How are you? From Meyer. What day is it? Mike, what day is it? It's hump day. I mean, I know my spot, do I? We'll just back that Wraith 270 back a few yards and I'll be good to go. Hey, Johnny. Steelhead 4336. Good morning, John. Jerry, good morning. How are you? I got to turn my brightness on. I'll be good. By the way, it's officially wintertime now. Welcome to winter. And this morning, here in my neck of the woods, hey, Woo, how are you? How are things in Florida? Looks like you guys are having fun. A little jealous of the temps. I was 24 this morning when I got in the truck to head down to the studio. Good morning, Brent. How are you? Or Brett, I'm sorry. Good morning, Tim. Nice to have you along with us. Paul, checking in from Presqu'île. Curtis, haven't heard from you in a while. How are you? Battle Creek checking in. So we've got people here from Kansas, Florida, Battle Creek, Presqu'île, all over the place. Aditya is with us as well. I figured if one of you was there, the other probably would be. Bernie says Bernie, good point. Bernie says the good news in all this is the days are going to be getting longer now. Ed says it's snowing and blowing in Northeast Michigan. It's not snowing here in the central part of the state, but it's cold. Did you get the pics of my brother's elk hunt? Which one was it, Brian? I've posted several Michigan elk pictures here in the last few days. I have one more in the queue, as I'm calling it, that I need to post today. Merry Christmas to you, Jeff. Emil says, don't forget about West Branch. Okay, I don't think I'm letting the cat out of the bag here either, Emil. Our wonderful Wednesday night lives in person are going to start back up in 2022. Rumors of the border getting shut down again. Ross? I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear that. Too long. So busy. It feels good. Hey, trekking outdoors. How are things? I see you guys are still doing a great job out there. Anyway, our Wednesday night lives, the plan is right now to kick them back off at the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. Oscar and Joey's, the staffing level there is just not at a point where we can do that. Hey, Joe, good morning. How are you, buddy? Robert, nice to have you with us. So the plan is now to do 4 Wednesday night lives at the Lumberjack. Oh, that's right. You're January Wolf Hunt, Ross. 4 Wednesday night lives at the Lumberjack Restaurant, the Forward Corporation Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. Emil, what are they? The first Wednesday in March, June, September, and December, right? Oh, Emil says, oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. So more news on those as plans get solidified. Too early to make your reservations, obviously, but I'm expecting good crowds. Merry Christmas to you as well, Dan. Good morning. Bill, good morning. How are you? Okay. E.T. Grousebum 253, ETE MADIKOROS. Good morning. I'm waving at you. How are you? Nice to have you along with us on this edition of Behind the Mic. My name is Mike Avery. I'm here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio. I'm live right now on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Not LinkedIn. I'll be on LinkedIn tonight. Long Ashes, back to you, Tim. I was smoking one on the way in. It was my local cigar shop here has this deal. I was spending too much money on good cigars. So I have 2 options. I can either smoke fewer cigars or I can smoke cheaper cigars. Good morning, Kevin. I chose cheaper cigars. So my local cigar shop has this deal where in a bag, along with a disposable butane torch lighter, they've got 4 sample cigars at an extremely good price. Joe's going to see if he can be blessed and fill his last buck tag and 2 doe tags. Man, ambitious, Joe. Good luck to you. Framed Adventures with us. Michigan Gun Rest with us over on Instagram as well. Appreciate you being along with us. Good morning, Kevin. Kevin Coyote Killing King Route. Did I get back with the Frontier guys? I think you've seen every email, Ed. I haven't seen anything from them. Yeah, Ross, I'm going to be, I'll be live tonight. And by the way, this is the last night we're going to give away a Michigan brand ham for the holidays. So make sure you join us for that. Julie, good morning. How are you? So what else? So it is wintertime. And it's cold right now. But, you know, I'm not going to get into politics here. And I'm not going to, I don't know if I agree with global warming, but there certainly is climate change, right? With that news of in-person events starting up, will there be a Forward Outdoor Show in 2022? No, Cliff, there will not. There will not. We did 2 of those. The first one was a rousing success. We thought we had it figured out. The second one was an absolute flop. Now, granted, we had Mother Nature working against us, but I'm not willing, and I don't think the guys at Forwards are willing to take a chance on another one. I got to be honest, that was embarrassing, the lack of response to that show. So I'm not interested in doing another one. Michigan brand hams. My mom-in-law had me buy a ham from Meyer. I suggested strongly for a Michigan brand, was denied. I should have bought one because the Meyer ham was horrible. Emil says, not in 2022. Sorry. See, Emil's with me. Jason's with me. It's like, if you can't do it right, why even do it? That's the last one I saw too, Ed, and I gave him my address. Joe says, Merry Christmas to everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone. D.W. Baldwin sent a request to be in my live video. Well, I'm not going to honor that right now, but I do have some things in the works where I'm thinking about expanding some of this social media presence. Julie, you're late to the. Julie says, Mike, what day is it? Mike, what day is it? It's hump day. I heard that reverberate down the hall. Just blew out some speakers somewhere. Bernie says, I only drink cheap beer if there's nothing else available. Are those cheap cigars satisfying? D.W. Baldwin, not a problem. No, Bernie, they're not as satisfying, but they're cheaper. Okay, so what's on the list here? Let's talk about some promo codes. Then I'm going to tell you who's on the show this week. I'm again going to try and send pictures of my buck. Chris, send it to Mike at MikeAveryOutdoors.com. Do it that way. Send it to Mike at MikeAveryOutdoors.com. Versaskins.com. Use the promo code Avery. Get 20% off on everything on the website. That is through January 31st. PrimalTreeStands.com. Use the promo code Avery. Get a discount, deep discounts on everything on their website, including the Wraith 270 see-through ground blind. You can get it for $199.42. Best price anywhere, even better than Amazon. The Avery price is better than the Amazon price. Go to MichiganBrand.net. Use the promo code Mike21, FastBrian22. Good morning. How are you over there on Instagram? MichiganBrand.net. Promo code Avery21 for a discount on everything on the website there. Escanaba, what is it? Jeff, I need to make a UP run for some Escanaba Black. What is that? Jim, good morning. Mike, Saginaw Bay Bite was unreal yesterday. Tim Binns, my brother. Denise and I really enjoyed the Christmas card. Thank you for that. I didn't know you guys had moved. I didn't know that. When? I mean, it looks like you've got a beautiful place. Nick Grillo over on Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just talking about Michigan Brand, Nick. MichiganBrand.net, promo code Avery21. Discounts on everything on the website if you can't get the products locally. And finally, and by the way, again tonight, the last ham for the holiday, it's a black ale. The last ham for the holidays giveaway tonight on Wednesday Night Live at 7 o'clock. One final promo code for you, MUCC.org. Use the promo code Mike, all caps MIKE, and get 25% off on your MUCC membership. It's a black ale. Okay. I'm more of a stout guy. I love stout. If I could find a place locally that I could drink a stout and have a cigar indoors, gosh, I would be in heaven. Oh, you haven't moved yet. Remodel and move in this spring. Okay, Tim. Okay. Nick Grillo says, have a great day, Mike. We'll see you tonight on live. Certainly will. Nick Grillo, Michigan Brand, MichiganBrand.net. Promo code Avery21. Don't forget those Avery Hunter sticks as well. Who's on the show this week? Upper Hand Brewery. Morning, Rich. How are you? You've asked me what day it is, but you haven't asked me who's on the show this week, which is why I'm here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio, by the way. Cody Norton. Good morning, Mike. How are you? Merry Christmas to you as well. Steve Miller over on Steve Miller. Man, I enjoyed Fly Like an Eagle. That was the greatest song ever. Oh, not that Steve Miller. Okay. Hey, Rick Bowhunter, how are you? Cody Norton from the DNR joins me on this week's show. He's our leadoff guest. He is the predator specialist. He's in charge of, not in charge. He oversees their cougar, bear, and wolf sides of the business. Avery Hunter Sticks for Stocking Stuffers. Great idea, Jerry. Rutfuel, good morning. How are you on Instagram? So I'll have an interesting conversation with Cody. What I want to do, one of the things I want to dispel with Cody is the myth, and I keep hearing this, that the Michigan DNR brought wolves into Michigan. They didn't. Oh no. I've heard stories because I've heard these stories. Talk about putting on a tinfoil hat. I've heard stories from people who swear they were there at a lake in northern Michigan in the lower peninsula. They were fishing. A bunch of game wardens came in, kicked them off the lake, and literally black helicopters flew in and let wolves loose. I have been told that story to my face by a guy who was not even drunk. So we'll talk about that and more. Then Tom Campbell of Woods and Water News. And hour number 2, Mark Romanek talks some fishing. Will we be talking late season open water fishing, or will we be talking early ice fishing? You like that one, Rick? Who took them to Isle Royal lately? Hope Santa brings me what I want. James, Santa has already brought me what I want. My wife Denise and I have decided, and we promised each other, absolutely no presents this year at all. Nothing, no stockings or anything, because we have what we need. There's nothing that we need, nothing that we want. We did some work around the house, by the way, Ross. I got that fireplace working, so I mean, all is good there. Fireplace. So I just put another one. I put an electric in the bedroom, Pat. Yes. It turned out really nice. Mike says that's why they call it migration. Mike Williston, how are you? Mike, I had an instructor at Ferris years ago, last name Williston. Any relation, do you know? Jace300 over on Instagram, how are you? And also in hour number 2, after Mark Romanek, Dave, and I don't know if this is how he says his last name, Haupt or Hout. We'll find out. From the DNR, he is the coordinator. He's the liaison between the DNR and, speaking of game wardens, and the Wardens TV show. We'll talk about that. Oh, man, this doesn't happen very often, but right now at this point in time, I'm at 9:03 on the 22nd of December, 2021. I am in the presence of broadcasting greatness. I don't know if I'm feeling smarter or humbled or embarrassed because I'm here with these guys because they outshine me so much. Pat Johnston and Charlie Rood in the studio with me. And then in hour number 3, we're talking with Jordan Farmer. Jordan is a very well-known hound hunter. Actually, I got the wrong. Thank you, Pat. Yeah. Yes. Unplug the one. No, there you go. Yes. My goodness. We this is like the second week out of 3. Am I done deer hunting for the season? No, I'm going to head back out. Yep.
I don't want to rip it out. Thank you. See, it's what is this with that one, yeah.
There I am. There we go. There we go. And that's why we do an audio check before.
Right.
Am I done deer hunting? No, I'm going to go out next week. And I hope to hunt at my buddy Scott Hand's place and shoot a doe with my dart and crossbow. Chris says, Mike got a great birthday gift yesterday. My baby girl let me know that I will be a grandpa. Well, welcome, soon to be welcome to the club, Chris. 2 of my grandkids are at the house today once they get out of school making Christmas cookies. Grandpas rock.
This is just for us, Mike.
All right, because there's really no responsibility, right? And you can get away with all kinds of crap that you couldn't get away with as a dad. So grandpas rock. Grandmas are pretty cool too. So Jordan Farmer joins me to talk about hound hunting, especially bobcat hunting. Now, I was going to talk coyotes, but he said they're not running many coyotes these days, and it's mostly bobcats. That'll be an interesting conversation. And, of course, we'll wrap it all up with wild game chef extraordinaire Dave Miner. And another great recipe. Don't know what he will have. Fish, venison, small game, don't know. Craig says you always need another gun. Well, I can't argue with that, Craig. But in my safe right now, there are guns that haven't seen the light of day for a long, long time. So, All right. So we're going to start this show here. Oh.
Yeah. Sound good. I can hear the music.
You're wondering why I'm not talking. I'm just watching these two guys. Patrick, good morning. How are things over on Instagram? My name is Mike Avery. This is Mike Behind the Mic. Another edition of Behind the Mic. Here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio, getting ready to record this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show. Airs on 32 stations across the great state of Michigan. Podcast version of the show available just about anywhere. What kind of safe do I have? Mad Jack. It's I can't tell you. I can't tell you the brand name of it. I got it at Jay's Sporting Goods up in Clare. And I will tell you this, and they told me this when I bought it, that when you get a safe, buy one bigger than what you think you need. Well, I did buy one bigger than what I thought 30 seconds. You can't have enough, but you already have too many. Robert says the same thing. So tonight, again, 7 o'clock, Wednesday Night Live, we will give away another Michigan brand ham for the holidays. This is the last one for the season, by the way. So if you want to get in on that, join me on all my social media platforms, except for Instagram. I will not be live on Instagram tonight. 10 times bigger, Tim says. I don't know about 10 times, but 25% bigger. Couple more squirrels for a squirrel roll. Christmas Eve, delicious. That does sound pretty good, Brian. And that is already too small. Yeah. Well, because you end up putting things other than guns in there, right? You end up putting documents. You end up putting maybe some family photos. I'm not going to tell you what else is in mine, but you end up putting more in there than just guns, right? All right, my friends, I got to go. So I can't interact directly with you. Feel free to stick around as I record the first segment of this week's show. Thank you, Ken Hunter, for that introduction, and welcome to another edition of the Outdoor Magazine Show, the Outdoor Magazine Radio Show, right here on the Outdoor Magazine Radio Network. My name is Mike Avery, and as always, I am so glad to have you along with us as we continue this celebration of the outdoor lifestyle, the history and tradition of hunting and fishing and shooting and trapping, all things biologically sound, all things biologically necessary, all things legal, all things moral, all things ethical, even ordained by God. And just plain fun. Let's not forget that. Being outdoors is just plain fun. Now, if it's, if the wind chill is 30 below and you got 4 feet of snow, is that fun? Well, that's going to depend on the person. And by the way, welcome now to, it's officially wintertime. The good news of that is, for those who don't like winter, is the days are going to start getting longer. We have bottomed out on the shortness of days now, and we can look forward slowly and gradually to a little bit longer daylight. There is no doubt. I was thinking about that this morning. As I'm in the studio right now, it's a cold day. There's a cold wind, and it feels like winter. But overall, there is no doubt that our winters are just not like they used to be when I was a kid growing up. Now, I don't know the whole global warming thing and what caused it. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to figure that kind of thing out. I'm not an expert. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. But anecdotally, from my perception, from my observations of the world, we don't have winters like we used to. And there's no doubt about it. Which is bad news for folks who love to ice fish. It's bad news for snowmobilers. You can still go north and find snow, but I was talking to a guy the other day. He said, if this lack of snow continues, Some parts of the state are going to be replaced by the side-by-sides. That's what people are going to run year-round rather than just 3 seasons. They're going to start running them 4 seasons. And by the way, I'm going to say Merry Christmas. And I realize that if you're listening to the broadcast version of the show, Christmas may have already passed you by. And if the podcast is your choice, we are past Christmas. But I'm going to say Merry Christmas. And I don't say Happy Holidays. I don't say Season's Greetings. I say Merry Christmas. I talked about this last week. Even if Christmas, as you're listening to this, is technically a day or two behind you, we can still revel. We can still joy in the celebration of the Christmas season. And again, Christmas is not just Santa Claus and presents. I talked about this last week. Please keep in mind the real reason for Christmas, the birth of a Savior. And couldn't we all use a little saving right now? The whole world can use some saving right now. And as we look forward to the new year, what are your resolutions? I never make New Year resolutions because resolutions are meant to be broken, right? I set New Year's goals. What are your New Year's goals? I have made some New Year goals that I think are realistic and reasonable, and ones that I'm quite sure that I can abide by. Number one, I want to spend more time outdoors. That's one of my goals in 2022. Spend as much time outdoors as possible. And I don't mean mowing the lawn. As much time as possible on the water. As much time as possible in the turkey woods, in the bear woods, in the deer woods, in a tree stand, in a ground blind. On the water. I want to kill a Michigan bear this year. That's a goal this year. I want to kill a Michigan bear. Of all the bears I've killed, I've never killed a Michigan bear. I've had opportunities at 2 of them and passed. This year, I want to make that happen. If I'm lucky at all, I will get a 3rd season Michigan bear tag. I'll be hunting with Johnny Bowler, and I want to make that happen. Another goal for me this year is to learn new fishing techniques and maybe some new areas. I tend to fish memories, meaning if something worked for me in the past, that's where I'm going to start out and that's where I'm going to concentrate again. I need to work to try to get myself out of that mindset. I need to do like some of the real good fishing friends I have, the ability they have is to look at a situation, look at a day, look at the conditions, look at what the fish are telling you, dissect that information, internalize that information, and do something about it and make the appropriate change if necessary to get things going. Which means I might have to leave my beloved skinny water once in a while and put on something other than a number 7 flicker shad. Number 7 flicker shad. But if it works, why not? Right? But I want to become a more broad-based angler. And I'm not talking about picking up a fly rod and going trout fishing on the Asable, which is a wonderful activity and something I dabbled in a couple of years ago and decided it just wasn't my thing. And here in the great state of Michigan, we are so lucky and so blessed that we have so many different outdoor recreational opportunities that we need to, most of us, pick and choose what our passions, what our vices, what our addictions are going to be. Because we have so many different fishing and hunting opportunities and seasons and species that you can't possibly, I don't want to say become an expert, because I'm not sure you ever truly become an expert hunter or angler, do you? But we have so many different species and critters and things and opportunities that we kind of need to specialize a little bit here. Are you going to be a walleye fisherman? You're going to be a bass fisherman? You're going to be a trout fisherman? Are you going to be an ice fisherman? You're going to be an open water fisherman? Are you going to concentrate on turkeys, on upland, grouse and woodcock and stuff, pheasant? Another goal of mine in 2021. I'm going to revisit this whole rod restriction issue that was brought up a couple of years ago that I was pushing for very hard. I didn't get anywhere with it the first time around, but I brought it up and I got the concept out there. And there are other groups now who are also interested in doing the same thing, and they kind of put it on hold because of the consent decree negotiations, which are still going on with the tribes. My patience is wearing thin on this. I am not willing to just sit back and let things work themselves out. I'm going to get actively involved in this and start to push for this again. What is I'm talking about? I think it's ridiculous that Great Lakes anglers have any restriction on the number of rods they can run. The resource is protected by the creel limit and the daily catch limit. The size and the number of fish is protected. What does it matter if you run 2 rods to catch them or 10? It doesn't. So that's something I'm going to be working on again. And finally, I want to continue to grow what it is that this has become. And what is this? I don't know. This has become a radio show. This has become podcasts. This has become social media. I want to continue to kind of take advantage of whatever technology I can, whatever social media platforms I can. I want to grow the radio show. You know, there aren't very many more markets that I can get into in Michigan. And the ones that are open from a business perspective just aren't going to work for me. People say, "Have you ever thought of taking the show outside of Michigan?" No. Well, yeah, I've thought about it, but no, I'm not interested. This is a Michigan-based show. We deal with Michigan-based topics. We have a lot of people from outside of the state that listen, because a lot of our subject matter, much of our subject matter, is of interest to anybody who loves to hunt and fish and shoot and trap. But to take this outside of Michigan, my level of knowledge, my level of contacts, my experience just wouldn't be there to support it. But I do want to continue to do whatever I can to promote, defend, protect, encourage, enlighten people about this outdoor lifestyle that many of us are just so absolutely passionate about. You got to get away from this digital world that we live in, right? Where you press a button or you swipe a screen and something happens. Get outdoors, get outside. Get cold, get wet, get uncomfortable. See a sunrise, see a sunset. Look at your tracks in the snow. Try to match wits with critters, with fish and wild game. When you get outside, you are no longer in control of your environment and your situation and the outcome. And to me, that is the ultimate appeal. So that's what I'm going to try to do in 2022. How about you? Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. May God bless you. We'll take a break here on the Outdoor Magazine Show. When we come back, Cody Norton of the Michigan DNR. I want to talk with him about cougars and bears and wolves here in Michigan. Then Tom Campbell of Woods and Water News. And hour number 2, we're going to talk fishing with Mark Romanak of Fishing 411. Dave Haupt of the DNR talking about their Warden's TV show. And then in hour number 3, houndsman Jordan Farmer. And we'll wrap it all up with wild game chef extraordinaire Dave Miner. That's this week right here on Outdoor Magazine. Hey, Jay, I saw you come in over there on Instagram. I couldn't respond because I was doing the radio show. Nice to see you, my friend. Jay Everett of Hunter Safety System. All right, my friends, listen, have a good day. I appreciate you joining me. Again, one more reminder, tonight at 7 o'clock, another edition of Wednesday Night Live on, I don't know if I'll be on Instagram, but I will certainly be on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and we will give away another ham for the holidays, our last one for the season. All right, my friends, thanks for joining me. Have a great day. The website, MikeAveryOutdoors.com, the email address, Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com. Talk to you soon.